Hey everybody, my name is Dallas Hardcastle, and I am really excited for you to be here for our first episode of Make Today Mammoth. For this first episode, why are you here? And we want to share with you what we're going to be talking about. So this is first of all designed, as the name implies, Make Today Mammoth is all about maximizing today so that you can maximize the week, the month, the quarter, the year, the decade, the life. What does that mean? That means to us that we're going to be largely speaking to our audience of entrepreneurs and business owners. Why is that? Because the entrepreneurs and the business owners are the ones that we feel can most easily have command of their schedule, have command of their day. They can choose to work very early, middle of the day, end of the day, take the day off, whatever that is. And the big part of this story is going to be what we're super excited about is while we're going to be teaching and showing and demonstrating and learning with you on this journey together of making today Mammoth, is we're going to be also taking you behind the scenes with everything. The most straight, deliberate talk you will get as to actually building this brand from scratch. So Make Today Mammoth, real time, you're going to be with us, watching us take a step forward and trip forward and fall forward and maybe get stuck in the bear traps. All of the stuff that really happens in the process of building a brand, building a business. But we want to take you along this journey so that you can hopefully model what it is that we're doing and just rip off and copy a lot of the stuff that we're doing, because we're going to be building a seven-figure brand, multiple seven-figure brand here over this next year and 2 and 3. And we want to show you step by step what we're doing, how we're doing it, hopefully understand why we're doing it. One of the biggest things I want you to understand about Making Today Mammoth is about the implementation, the execution, and the design of doing, with the expectation that things don't go right a lot of the times. It's one of the biggest conversations that we're going to have over and over, is so that you understand that you're not different. You're not broken. It's not that the cards are stacked against you. It's that every day there are setbacks. Getting this first podcast just started right here. I wanted to get started recording an hour and a half ago, and we had equipment issues. We had lighting issues. We had software tech recording issues. We had second camera issues. You, Mr. Camera, right there. We had just thing after thing after thing, right? You come in here and you're like, okay, we're going to start at this hour. And, an hour and 22 minutes later, here we are. But that's okay. I want you to understand that that's the part of the journey. But with Make Today Mammoth, we are going to be focusing on entrepreneurs and business owners. I am a single dad, so I'm going to be speaking a lot to you about what that life is, about balancing my life as a single father, about balancing that with my daughter. I have a 13-year-old daughter. Balancing that with my brother, with my parents, with friends. How do we successfully build these great big brands, a multiple seven-figure, maybe with this will become even an 8-figure brand that we grow into, but it's a brand that we love. The Make Today Mammoth is the brand that we love because we don't simply create a job for ourselves. We don't create a 50 or 60 hour a week job for ourselves. We don't create this monster that we wind up wanting to avoid. We don't create this high stress, high anxiety event in our lives where we're constantly running and we're on the hamster wheel and we're trying to figure out how to get off this hamster wheel, and the money is doing decent, but it's not doing really what we thought it would be. And now we're trying to pull back our hours because we want to have this experience of ours. And the experience that we'll talk about a lot is something that we'll refer to over and over again as an owned experience. An owned experience meaning that you're not living on someone else's time clock, someone else's terms. You're not living by their beliefs or their rules or their values or their expectations, but you're really getting to do it on your expectations, how you want to do it, getting to live the life that really you feel is designed for you. It's designed by you and for you. But there's going to be peaks inside of the brand in terms of being a single father. And then you're also going to be able to listen to what we do in terms of getting our mind right, getting our bodies right. You're going to hear me talk quite a bit, and I want you to come along the journey, obviously, with me about the body and the fitness, the physical part of the body. I've been an avid weight trainer and exerciser my whole life. I just here a little over a week ago attempted my first ultra marathon, and it was on a trail to boot. We can talk more on that a little bit later, but let's just say that it was filled with all kinds of very colorful, painful lessons along the way. I've been a business owner now for my first business over 20 years ago. I've been in the digital space now, really, in growing these businesses for now going on about 15 years. So there is some experiences, some wisdoms, some heartaches, some failures that we'll be sharing with you too, just so that you can get an idea of how to not only grow and succeed in these areas, but then how to not fail in these areas. And that, of course, is one of our biggest goals, is to make sure that we can remove, hopefully, many dozens or hundreds of these setbacks and failures for you, so that you won't be the one being required to have all of these happen to you, or perhaps maybe for you. So again, my name is Dallas Hardcastle. I've been on this journey since really, I think my brain started operating a little differently back in high school and in college. And I don't want to spend too much time talking about myself really in this first episode, because this is much more about you and what you can experience from here. But the short version is that freedom has always ranked off the charts for me. Whenever I've talked to anybody, whenever I've talked to a therapist or a counselor or whatever it is, freedom was always just off the charts. I wanted to have freedom. And anytime that there was going to be a job that I was in when I was younger, there became resistance almost immediately, because it was something that I was realizing that I was having my freedoms taken away to either one degree or another. So then I would gravitate into sales rather quickly, and that would give me more flexibilities, more freedoms. But still, there was very much a ceiling on that, right? I couldn't, if I wanted the results to be there, if I wanted to be the top salesperson, if I wanted to outproduce everybody else, I couldn't work 2 or 3 hours a day. So I became a very hard, very long working, very successful salesperson. But that was because I was the guy who was getting up early and doing some stuff and then working all day. And then I'd take off, an hour or two for like dinner and a little bit of decompression, and then hop back on the computer around 7 or 8 at night, and then stay on that until, 10 or 11 o'clock at night, and rinse and repeat, doing that 4.5, 5 days a week. Probably hop on it there sometime over on Saturday and a little bit on Sunday just to get ready for the week and all of that nonsense. So, make today Mammoth. I want to help you to create an owned experience. An owned experience so that we all are maximizing this short, precious time we have together on this planet, because it is short and it is precious. And you are going to learn how to be able to condense time, I hope, collapse time, some people will say, by being able to get a whole lot done in a very short period of time, by creating a business model and income model that will allow the cash and the cash flow to keep coming into you month after month after month. And here's the disclaimer. Anytime I talk about making today Mammoth, anytime I talk about having an owned experience, anytime I talk about having an amazing business that is very profitable, that provides you the luxuries of freedom and time and travel and being able to do all of these amazing things that you want to be able to do, the disclaimer is we are always talking about a business where the clients, your customers, are being taken care of at the absolute highest of levels. It is never ever at the expense of the customer experience. We do not create an amazing business where we are bathing in money, where we are only working maybe a handful of hours a day. Sometimes we can set these businesses up, maybe we're only going to be working 1 or 2 hours a day, which is going to be one of the objectives over time for this one. But being able to do that, rake in tons of money, tons of profit, travel, all of your freedoms, be able to buy what you want and do what you want, when you want, with whomever you want, and your customers are not being taken care of. That is never, ever the model. What we're going to be sharing with you and on this journey with you is that first and foremost, part of the number one freedom equation to be able to have this amazing business, to be able to have the amazing life, to be able to have the income and the freedoms to be able to go do these things and to travel wherever you want, whenever you want, is to make sure that there are systems in place where you are absolutely taking care of your client, your customer. These are the most precious people, along with, of course, your team, your employees in the world. So part of this equation, just so it's very clear, is you're going to be understanding how to absolutely have raving clientele, raving team members, raving employees, because these are the two absolute musts. You must have these two parts so that the freedoms and the times, the owned experience, Make Today Mammoth, can actually occur for you. So without any further ado, I am super excited for you to be here. We're going to be sharing, of course, more, and I'm going to be sharing more about my journey along the way here. But every single episode, we're going to be talking specific things about building the team, about getting the team trained, about hiring, about firing, about job assignment, roles and responsibilities, getting in a visionary, the integrator, what these positions look like, how you want to get these things established, what these expectations within the business are, marketing on a huge level, sales on a huge level. How do we take all of these areas and how do we build a real big brand? How can we do it quickly? How can we do it effectively? How can we be the absolute person that everyone is talking about because of the results that we deliver for our clients, because of how much we take care of our clients, because how they know that they are loved and adored by us. But absolutely, this is your precious, amazing life. And I don't know why it hit me the way it did. I don't know why it hit me as young as I did. I think I've had this even going back into high school that I can recall. But it's always been this thirst and this curiosity for not just, okay, I want to do this thing or have this life or make this money or travel these places. I've had all those too. But it's this thirst for knowing that life is precious. Life is short. Each day matters. If you're kidding yourself into believing that today isn't the day, but tomorrow is the day, I promise you that is the siren call for just what I think will be upset and failed experiences and not meeting your own goals and targets and expectations and not being able to fulfill your own dreams, because tomorrow is always the day that doesn't arrive. Tomorrow is always the day that's out of reach. Tomorrow is always the day that we're not in control of. We're never in control of tomorrow. In fact, we're going to be talking in very soon, probably future episodes, just about things like the future just not existing. I mean, the future doesn't exist, right? Like, the only thing that will ever exist is now. Right now is all that's ever going to exist. Right now. So if we're not maximizing right now, if we're not making today Mammoth, then we're talking about some fictitious maybe future that may or may not ever come. So I hope you are going to really embrace this journey with me. I'm super excited to have you here. whether you're listening, whether you're watching us on YouTube. Please, if you are starting to get a vibe of this and you're starting to enjoy yourself, by all means, please share it with a friend, share it with a coworker, share it with a fellow business owner, with an employee, with a teammate. We are going to have a really remarkable journey here together over the next several years, and what I imagine will be hundreds and hundreds of episodes. And I can't wait to be on this journey with you. So, my friends, as we will always sign off again, this is Dallas Hardcastle. Make today Mammoth. And I will look forward to seeing and hearing you on this next episode. Take care. Make today Mammoth.